Have you ever held on to someone so tightly, only to feel them slipping further away? Have you mistaken pain for purpose, or silence for peace? In Zen Buddhism, there's a teaching that gently but firmly shifts our entire perspective on relationships. That which comes, let it come. That which goes, let it go. What remains, let it be. It's poetic, it's piercing, and it's the map out of heartbreak that doesn't look like heartbreak. This isn't just about love, it's about freedom, emotional clarity, liberation from the suffering we create by clinging to something never meant to stay. In this video, we're not just exploring the signs you're with the wrong person, we're diving into the sacred lessons hiding behind emotional disconnection. You'll hear real stories, Buddhist insight, and the gentle wisdom of letting go without losing yourself. So stay until the end, because the final lesson might just give you the peace you've been chasing for years. Let's begin. Lesson 1. When silence feels hollow. Not all silence is sacred. When two souls align, their shared silence feels like home. It nourishes. But when you're misaligned, silence becomes a space where anxiety festers. Real story. May, a long-time meditator, described lying next to her partner in bed. He was kind, respectful, but the silence between them felt like distance, not depth. She said, "I spoke and he listened, but I never felt heard." This is the first sign. When communication becomes performance and silence feels like emotional starvation. Reflection. Can you sit in silence with them and feel safe? Or does the quiet make your chest tighten? Lesson 2. When effort feels sacrifice. In aligned love, effort feels like devotion, but in misaligned unions, it begins to feel transactional. Buddhist insight. The Eightfold Path teaches right effort energy used to end suffering. When your effort deepens your exhaustion rather than your peace, it is not right effort, it's self-abandonment. If you find yourself constantly bending, adjusting, or explaining your truth, ask, am I growing or am I disappearing? Reflection. Love should not cost you your wholeness. Lesson 3. When presence feels like loneliness. You can be in the same room, the same bed, even the same breath, and still feel alone. Zen reminder. Loneliness is not cured by company, it's cured by connection. If you feel more at peace when they're not around, your nervous system is sending a signal, and it's not lying. Practice. Sit alone. Notice if your breathing deepens in their absence. Lesson 4. When your inner voice becomes louder than their words. You've tried to rationalize. You've explained away red flags as stress or just a phase. But your intuition, your gut, your silence has started speaking in complete sentences. Practice. In your next moment of stillness, ask yourself, what am I pretending not to know? Zen doesn't demand answers, it demands awareness. Reminder. The body keeps score. Listen before it speaks in symptoms. Lesson 5. When only one of you is still participating. Love isn't always 50-50ths, but it's always mutual. If you've become the gardener while they only receive the blooms, the imbalance is spiritual. Buddhist view. A relationship should not feel like a debt. If one stops nurturing, the other is left watering soil that no longer grows. Sign. If the connection relies on you to survive, it may not be a connection but a habit. Lesson 6. When letting go feels like peace, not pain. The most powerful sign that your bond has completed is not the heartbreak, it's the quiet peace. When you no longer wish to fix, to chase, to hold on, you're not losing love, you're graduating. Zen teaching. Enlightenment is the moment you no longer need someone to stay to feel whole. Journal prompt. When I imagine letting go, do I feel fear or relief? Lesson 7. The illusion of destiny. Many believe certain relationships are fated. But Buddhism doesn't teach destiny. It teaches karma and clarity. Dharma truth. Some people enter your life not to stay, but to awaken. Clinging to what was meant to be temporary creates suffering. Release creates insight. Reminder. Not everyone is meant to stay. Some arrive to reroute you. Lesson 8. The labor of love versus the work of fear. Love will ask you to grow, but it will never ask you to shrink. Real case. A student once told me, I changed so much to make him stay, I forgot who I was before he arrived. The Dharma asks, is your energy ending your suffering or increasing it? Ask, am I acting from fear or from freedom? Lesson 9. When the voice within won't let you rest. This voice is persistent. It doesn't scream, it whispers. You're not being seen. You're not safe here. You're shrinking. Ignore it long enough, and the body will protest. Your health, your dreams, your stillness, they all begin to erode. Zen wisdom. Intuition is not drama. It is awareness refined by presence. Tip. The longer you deny your intuition, the louder your pain becomes. Lesson 10. The emotionally absent partner. You can't dance alone in a duet. When one stops sharing, stops asking, stops showing up, they haven't failed you. They've simply stopped believing in the bond. Buddhist practice. Don't romanticize routine. Ask, am I being loved or just not left? Warning. If they've emotionally left, no amount of physical presence can replace that void. Lesson 11. The final realization, peace is the sign. Many expect endings to be dramatic, but the deepest endings are quiet. There's no fight, no cry, just breath, stillness, acceptance. Zen teaching. What ends in peace was never lost, it was released. When the thought of letting go makes you breathe deeper, that's not fear. It's your soul choosing freedom. Truth. Peace isn't the absence of love. It's the presence of clarity. Expanded conclusion. What letting go really means. To let go does not mean to fail. It means to honor the impermanence of all things. Buddhism teaches us, impermanence is not punishment. It is liberation. When we let go, we don't lose love. We lose the illusion that it had to look a certain way. Let go, not with bitterness, but with awareness. Because the relationship wasn't a mistake. It was a mirror. And now the lesson is complete. Story. A monk once asked his teacher, "What should I do when my heart breaks?" The teacher replied, "Let it break completely. Then notice what remains is you, whole, silent, watching." Reflection questions. What are you clinging to that's already gone? Where does your body feel relief in holding on or letting go? What truth have you always known but feared to admit? Sacred solitude. There's a kind of peace you can only find alone, but it's not loneliness. It's sacred solitude. Buddhist insight. The path to enlightenment is walked alone, but never in isolation. When we let go of misaligned love, we don't fall into a void. We return to our center. Solitude allows us to hear our heart, to remember our truth, and to build a life that feels like ours again. Story. A woman once told me, "I was afraid to be alone, but once I was, I found everything I'd been looking for in someone else within myself. Challenge. Can you spend 30 minutes today in complete silence with just your breath and your truth? In that silence, may you remember, you are already whole. If this message helped you breathe deeper, subscribe to the Enlightened Mind. Share this with someone still clinging to what was. Leave a comment. Which lesson resonated with your journey? And always remember, you are not abandoned. You are being redirected.